Welcome back. Soldiers in Benin have sealed off the roads around the house of former President Thomas Boni Yayi. The area close to his home has attracted protesters angry with the way Sunday's legislative elections were conducted. Opposition parties were in effect excluded from running after very high registration fees were charged. The protest started soon after the first set of results were released on Wednesday. Troops and demonstrators have clashed and up to 3 people have been killed. Benin has been, as for a long time, model for peaceful democracy on the continent. Welcome to our Africa Tech segment. Far-reaching changes in technology, climate and global economic integration are transforming the world of work in many ways. Across Africa, conceptions of the future of work are mostly centered on the rise of artificial intelligence and its impact on jobs and the work environment. Will the swift advances in technology we are experiencing raise the standards of living for everyone, or will robots massively displace workers, leading to a jobless future where only a few benefit from the fruits of innovation? These are all very important questions that we'll be asking our guest on the program, Maria Glover. Thank you so much for joining us on the program. Maria is the Executive Secretary of the Knowledge Exchange Center, a non-profit organization established to prepare Nigerian graduates with work-ready skills. Thank you so much for joining us on Network Africa. Firstly, what really is the future of work?
Well, there have been many conversations by experts on the future of work. And so there are lots of disagreements about the future of work. But simply put, when you talk about the future of work, you're talking about how artificial intelligence and technology will change 3 dimensions: the workplace, who does the job, your workforce, and also the environment. But most of the conversations have been around artificial intelligence and technology kind of changing and displacing skills and human beings being replaced by robots. But we also have other mega trends and other factors that will actually change the future of work and the way we do things. We have things like migration, for example. We will be experiencing more migrations as we go on as a result of disasters. Natural disasters are happening every day.
So how would that affect the future of work?
When you have migration, people coming into your environment, they're coming in with new culture, new skills, new language. That is coming into your workplace. Of course, there's going to be some disruptions too. So we cannot downplay that technology is not going to cause some disruptions. It's going to. But there are other factors too we should look at that will impact the way we do work, the nature of work, the skills we require, and all of that. There's also global warming, the climate. It's also going to disrupt a lot of things at the future of work. But the conversation is mostly on artificial intelligence, technology, which is a big thing. Yes, it's going to cause major disruption. But the future of work is all of this encompassed.
Well, let's bring it home, especially here in Nigeria. What are some of the mega trends that is likely to influence the future of work here in Nigeria?
Yeah, technology is one of them. Technology is a big one that's going to really affect us here in Nigeria. The question is, are we prepared for technology to do that? We are part of a global economy, global village. What happens in America, what happens in India, other part of the world, will invariably happen here in Nigeria. So we need to be ready for changes in technology. We are already experiencing that, and how technology is changing business models and causing major disruptions. Are we prepared is a question. I had a conversation with somebody who works with the Ministry of Education, and I said, are we preparing our young people for the future of work? By 2030, Nigeria will have the largest cohort of young people in Africa, in fact the world. A report mentions that a quarter of the world population is going to come from sub-Saharan Africa by 2030. What kind of education are we giving our youth to prepare them for the future of work? So he said to me that we have gone one ahead of the world by having STEAM education. So that STEAM education, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. While the world is talking about STEAM, they're talking about STEM. And then I asked him, oh, that's great. But in terms of implementing the curriculum, what is it like? I was privileged to go to a public school in Nigeria. I did arts from JS1 to JS3. Our art laboratory, our music laboratory, didn't have any musical instrument. We only had a grand piano, which I never played all through my 6 years in secondary education. I mean, by reason of being a member of my alumni association, we go back to school and visit. It's worse right now.
So you're saying we're not prepared for the future of work right now?
We are not prepared.
So how can we get prepared, especially Nigerian youths?
Well, first thing, we need to look at our education. We need to learn how to learn. Nobody can actually predict the future with great precision. But there are mega trends that we can look at to see where are we going, where are we headed. 80% of Nigerian population are poor. So poverty plays a major role in preparing us for the future. What's the Sustainable Development Goal the United Nations wants to do through the SDG is to shorten the divide, or close the divide between the rich and the poor. I think we're a long way from there. 2030 is just around the corner. So if we don't deliberately look at education, review the way we learn, then young people too need to be interested in what the future will be like for them. Learn, unlearn, learn, and be adaptable, because the future no one knows. But we know that even technology itself is changing.
Yeah.
So we have to have the right attitude towards learning and embracing new ways of doing things.
Another interesting point I want to touch is, what should employers also do to prepare workforces for the future workplace?
Well, if you look at what currently is happening today, employers look at investing in learning as a cost. Nobody looks at it as an investment to move your business forward. So looking at the bottom line is all they do. So employers need to be proactive and kind of invest in their workforces, training, skilling them up. There are various kind of skills, on-the-job training, employability skills, not just focusing on the job. They need to prepare them for a flexible future, because business models will change with major disruptions coming up in technology and other aspects. Yeah. So if you're being proactive, say, okay, what are the skills I will require? What kind of business do I want in 20, 30 years? Do I have the right workforce to take me there? Then you need to get your workforce ready for that, or otherwise you'll be swept out.
Yeah. So many questions. Maria Glover, the Executive Secretary of the Knowledge Exchange Center. Thank you so much for speaking to us on Network Africa today. I'm sure you've helped a lot of people.
Thank you.
Well, that's how we wrap up the program today. So thank you so much for watching. I'm Teniola Shabuali. Bye for now.